What's good, y'all? I'm Nick.
I'm Lawrence.
And we just saw Renfield. Before we say what's real, like, comment below, and subscribe.
Thank you so much.
You want to kick it off?
So I'll start off with the positive. I did like in the beginning, right? And probably all the way up to about the middle of the movie. I was enjoying the kills. I was enjoying seeing that blood. I was enjoying the kills at first.
You like
right?
that face shit?
To me, at first, it brought something different to the movie. I liked how, there was like body parts being taken off. There was blood. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool at first. But it started going ridiculous. And that wasn't my only thing. My biggest problem with this movie is I got up today, right? I had to go get gas, right? Gas is $3.65 right now. So to fill up my car, which is a Kia Soul, it took $36.15. Okay. I drove here. I got into the theater. I sat down and I watched a movie that should have definitely been on Netflix, Prime, HBO Max, Hulu. This would have been a great movie to put out during the Halloween season, a fun little watch. Like just last year we had Disney Plus put out Hocus Pocus 2. That was great. You know what I'm saying? For Disney, you know what I mean? Just to be on streaming. But this right here to me was a streaming movie. You can say what you gotta say a little bit about it.
Well, my name is Nick, right? Nick Cage is in this movie. So I figured I'd support my boy. I always like Nick Cage. He should have said no. I don't know why he took this. There's two ways to look at this. If you thought this movie was just gonna be something you can just kick back, laugh, it's something just something fun to watch, you will probably enjoy it. But if you're a serious movie watcher like we are, and you don't like your time wasted, don't spend no money on this movie. So I agree with him. I like the violence. I hated the blood. The blood was like orange Kool-Aid. I didn't like that. It was over exaggerated. But I couldn't tell if this is supposed to be a comedy.
It's a horror comedy.
It's a horror comedy. But I didn't laugh.
You didn't laugh. There were a couple of parts where I was like, I was laughing because of how bad some of the parts were.
Yeah,
that was where the comedy was. And I guess even the, what was it, F.U., whatever his name was.
Frank or Johnny or whatever.
That was cool or whatever. Oh, F.U. Kyle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool or whatever. Like, it was funny the first time. But then they kept doing it. I'm like, all right. So I get it. Kyle's a wussy. All right, he's a wuss. That's fine.
And then, just to get into the thick of the movie, what really ticked me off was Dracula gives his power to multiple people.
Oh, the plot hole.
And they're, snorting bugs and they're all, strong, just like Renfield. Renfield ate a ton of bugs, so I'm assuming that's supposed to make him, I don't know, stronger, I'm assuming?
Well, yeah, but then when he fought
he was getting washed.
Lobos, the one dude, he was getting destroyed until he put another bug in, and that extra bug killed him with one kick, and they showed stupid. The insides of his body just evaporating.
I guess that's cool.
That was a huge plot hole because you got to think, right? You got to think. Doesn't Dracula know the power he gave Renfield?
Yeah.
So he knows, okay, I know what Renfield is capable of. So he probably gave all of them the same amount of bugs and everything. And if they all have bugs and he's Dracula and there's only two of them, honestly, they should have got destroyed.
Now, what really drove me up a wall, Dracula said, I gave him this much of my power. Okay, how could Renfield even punch him? Like, he literally was beating him down for 1 second. I'm like, why?
Here's the thing, you know why, right? That's what the whole point of him going to all those meetings was
to take his power back.
It was a confidence thing. It was a self-esteem thing. Once he got the self-confidence, but that was supposed to help him. But you saw, if it wasn't for them putting up that force field or whatnot, then that was what really saved the day. Something that she said she found on Tumblr.
My last gripe, So Dracula in the beginning is shown to be jacked up. He needs a lot of blood to get help. Not once in the movie does he get the innocent girls, nuns. He doesn't get any of that blood, but you see him continually get better throughout the movie. They didn't mention anything of him drinking anything or getting better. It just was kind of like, oh, we're just gonna make him gradually better throughout the whole movie without giving us any reason why. He didn't, because he didn't want the criminal blood. So it was
It's
just
not
like
pure blood. They're not good.
they didn't show not one moment of him getting innocent blood, but he was getting better through each scene.
Well, my biggest problem with him getting better through each scene was supposedly Renfield, right, his servant, he stopped taking care of him. He stopped bringing him bodies, which would mean, how are you going to get better if your servant's not giving you the bodies you need? But he literally came to Renfield's house and was 100% perfect.
Yes.
And then the next scene, he killed all those people, no problem. There was no struggle or anything to show that, hey, I need some more, blood or something. No, it was just, he was perfectly fine. He was the Lord of Darkness. He was the Prince. He was Dracula. And it was a lot of plot holes, just like we didn't get to see them take Dracula's blood and bring back this Awkwafina's sister.
When did they have time to get his blood?
Exactly. Because I'm guessing, did they do it after they beat him up and killed him? Like was that when it was done?
They just magically were like, yeah, we're going to write it in to where you give him blood. And why you got to bring people back? Let them all die. There's no consequences to anything Renfield did.
Oh, when he killed those people, they brought him back with the Dracula blood. My thought is, so how long was that between? Because where are those bodies at now? They just went into
they just stayed in the gym, just chilling.
They stayed in the church right there.
And what he do? Drop one pinch of it, and they're good. All right,
folks,
don't go see this shit.
Folks, the movie is an hour and a half, right? But you see how we just added this stuff, right? It was only an hour and a half. All they had to do was add 10 to 15 minutes to explain more stuff. And honestly, this movie, I'm not sure how much more it would have been better, but it would have made more sense. The plot would have made more sense. Like, it was only an hour and a half. It wasn't like it was a 2.5 hour movie. It was an hour and a half movie.
And so you explained him eating the bugs to get power, but you really said, oh, yeah, I had to eat bugs because whatever, and that explains it, right? Explained nothing. I was like, that says nothing. Dracula drinks blood. Why are you eating a bug to gain power? They should have why didn't they explain it in a better way? It was just like, oh, you gain power.
Yeah, literally in the first 10 minutes, they try to explain it within like seconds. Once again, the movie was only an hour and a half. If you add 20 to 30 minutes, the plot, it would have made more sense. It's not that hard to put everything back together when it was only an hour and a half. It's so short.
Maybe it's because this is a low budget movie. Maybe that's why.
I mean, maybe it's low budget, but I mean, you obviously paid Nicolas Cage. He's a pretty big actor in Hollywood. Awkwafina is a nice comedian. The other guy plays in some stuff. I think his name's Hoyt, Nicholas Hoyt. I know he plays in some stuff as well, but I mean, they had some actual stars here where they could have used more for the budget, I guess, if you used lesser stars. Because to me, it wouldn't matter who played Dracula, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't care.
It didn't matter to me. Awkwafina, you could replace her too. To me, like I said, right? He said don't go see the movie. I think this movie would have been great on like a Netflix, right? Like there was that movie with Adam Sandler, right? Hubie Halloween. That movie is terrible. Terrible movie. But you know what? It's on Netflix, so who cares? You put a movie like this on Netflix, it would strive. It would be way better on Netflix.
We got to drive, get dressed.
Exactly.
We got to spend time to record, act like we care. What'd you rate it?
It was watchable, so I'm going to give it a 5. It's a 5.
I'm going to go 5.5 because that's, I don't know.
With that being said, folks, our next movie we're going to be going to see is Sweetwater. We'll be doing that Monday. And hey, hopefully that's way better, which I think it is, based off a true story. Harlem Globetrotters meets the New York Knicks. Should be good. With that being said, that's Say What's Real. Please like and subscribe.